Have you ever tried to build a redstone contraption? One that seemed a little advanced but incredibly useful, but then you actually sit down and try to build it. And the YouTube videos make it look easy, but it's obviously not easy because it sure isn't working for you. And your days turn into weeks, your weeks turn into months, you stop going out, you lose all of your friends, your wife leaves you for a muscular chef named Fernando. Excuse me. Behind me is Maizuma Game's category sorting system. I used his tutorial to build this machine, and I'll leave a link to that video in the description. If you want to actually learn how to build it, go there. This is not a place of education. It's a place of negligent engineering. Now, this sorting system is smart, it's efficient, it works, and I take offense to that. Now, I could just succumb to the rage and simply blow this puppy up with TNT. But that wouldn't make for a very entertaining video for you. Chucking a whole bunch of pork chops onto it also won't satisfy my need for petty revenge either. It won't? No, absolutely not. So instead, I have a challenge for myself, and I'm gonna put those on screen right now. Rule number 1, I'm allowed to only make 3 changes to this contraption. They can be as large as I want, or they could be as small as I want. But I'm only ever allowed to make 3 changes. Rule number 2 is at the end of this video, the sorting system does still have to function. Any contraption that I do this series on still has to work. Now, if we reach the conclusion of this journey and you haven't been disturbed by the ridiculous extent of redstone tomfoolery that you're about to witness, well then I guess I'll just have to make the next video even worse. In the meantime, you just sit back, relax, and if you want to keep me from altering your redstone machines, you might even like the video. Let's fiddle with it. All right, this is a good start. I added a piglin farm. Now you may think, Paul, that's kind of silly. Why did you add a farm? You were gonna make it, terrible. Well, earlier in this video, you may have been able to spot a minecart right about here. That minecart navigates all of these tracks and delivers items to where they need to go. Needless to say, if you only had access to that minecart under certain circumstances, which may be particularly rare, like the drop chance of piglins giving iron nuggets, then that might slow down the process. Down here, I've imprisoned our minecart with a hopper in this dispenser, and it will only dispense if it gets a signal from this comparator, which will detect an item going through this whole bit right here, but it'll only send that item if that comparator smells an iron nugget. Up here, we're collecting all of the items that the farm produces, and this one right here, well, this is for those iron nuggets. We've got all 8 of our piglins up here, all producing items, and those dispensers are dropping off gold. Now here's the kicker. Iron nuggets, as I said before, are fairly rare. They only have around a 3% chance of dropping. Come to think of it, having 8 piglins all producing items kind of defeats the purpose of trying to slow this down. And just like that, we are down to just 1 guy. So we only have 3% chance of this entire circuit being triggered and plopping down the minecart where it needs to go. Now, as much as I like to say that this is not an educational video, we have to do some math. Maizuma Game's category sorting system would typically sort a double chest of items in about 32 minutes. And the reason it takes so long is because every single time that minecart would go around this track and would come back, it'd only ever pick up 1 stack of items. Now, the nice part is that it would do so continuously and automatically. What I've added is an in-between step. In order for the minecart to get dispensed back into the system, you have to get the iron nuggets. And every single time that it completes 1 trip, 1 stack, it hits the cactus and goes back into the dispenser. This means that every single time that we want to sort 1 item, he has to give us a nugget. And since he only has a certain % chance, we could spend a lot of time flicking this lever, giving him gold, trying to get a nugget. The addition of my circuit adds, well, it's kind of hard to calculate. See, if you have amazing luck and every single time that you dispense gold, you get an iron nugget, it should be around 32 minutes. If you have some fairly poor luck, you may be stuck flipping the lever for several minutes, maybe even up to an hour. And if you're really unlucky, and when I say really unlucky, I mean like Sean Bean's characters in film unlucky, you could spend over an hour in between each stack, just beating that lever trying to get iron nuggets. And you know what? I don't think I'm quite done yet. Give me like... You know, the sheer ridiculousness of this it just brings me so much joy. So, as you may have guessed, I may have tweaked a few more things. We are now burning everything that our wonderful piglin buddy makes. Change number 2, our lovely paid intern here goes on this wonderful 4.5 minute long roller coaster ride in between every single attempt at getting iron nuggets. And in order to trade with him, you have to stand in this box. You can't see where he is. You just kind of have to stand here and hope that you catch him when he comes through. And when he does come through, you hit this button. Then you trade with him, and he stops right there. But if you miss him, I guess you're just going to have to wait another 4.5 minutes. And if he doesn't give you iron nuggets, another 4.5 minutes. And don't worry, that'll only happen approximately 97% of the time. As you may have guessed, this has affected our math. Previously, I estimated that if you had horrible luck sorting an entire double chest, it could take upwards of like 54 hours. If you had amazing luck, however, the machine would actually function almost identically to the original. So it would sort a double chest in 32 minutes. With the addition of our little roller coaster here in the background, even if you had the most luck and got iron nuggets every time that you traded with him, because you had to wait 4 minutes, 4.5 minutes, every single time, it would add another 4 hours to your wait time, bringing the total, if the stars align, to 4.5 hours. But if you're not lucky, you're probably looking at least at around 72 hours, if not more. You're looking at least 3 in real life days for this to work. And that's only change number 1. It's a chicken. Shelly isn't just any old chicken. Oh no. Shelly has a PhD, but Shelly doesn't speak human, so she can't exactly practice. Also, ignore the green thing behind me. That'll be important later. Nope, instead Shelly has one job. Step on pressure plate. See? Just like that. Perfect, Shelly. Well done. Shelly's pressure plate moves a from one dropper to another. Wait. Was the word censored? Well, yeah, I guess. Why? It's a Oh, come on! Can I at least say plant? Hey, man. I don't make the rules. I just work here. What do you mean you work here? Anyway, the location of those shrubberies changes whether or not a category is open for items to flow into it. So for example, let's say something was going into a redstone chest, and a shrubbery would go from in here and would go down below. This would then open up the redstone category, and items could flow in. Shelly, however, can completely stop this process with the whims of her little chicken feet. This puts me in a position to where I really can't calculate mathematically how long this would take in order to actually sort something. Because Shelly could just unselect the category. Meaning that, technically speaking, if the chicken says so, nothing will ever be sorted. God, I still have room for one more change. I need you all to know that the first time that I tried to record this, my recording software crashed because my graphics card can't handle what I've done. And oh, is it just a beautiful slideshow to behold. That box right there is approximately 500,000 repeaters. And a redstone signal has to get through all of them. And now I have to get to the machine to actually explain the circuit. Yay. See, so long as we're not looking at it, we've got really, really good frame rate. Then we look up and slideshow instantly. Oh God, what have I done? Just look down. Just look down. So I gotta do this quick before my graphics card dies again. Minecart comes down here, hits the detector rail, sends a signal into the abomination. Oh God, I see too much of it. The abomination sends a signal back down and eventually turns that back on, which turns this on, therefore allowing the cart to continue on its merry way. If I had to estimate, every single time that a redstone signal is going to go through, it's going to cost about 44 hours. And that's in between every stack. 54 stacks, I think you can do the math. And if you can't, that's why you have calculators. I don't know why math teachers don't let you use calculators. They're neat. And you know what? I think that's enough for today. Mostly because I don't think that my computer can handle much more.
I'm tired, boss.
I've made 3 changes. The machine does technically still work, assuming you have the patience and the luck and the good graces of a very, very smart chicken. Now, if there's another creator's redstone contraption that you'd like me to give this treatment to, you let me know in the comments. Until then, you all have a wonderful, lag-free day, and I'll see y'all on the flip side. Oh, shoot. I have to get a picture for the thumbnail. Oh, God. Oh, I have to look at it. Oh.